Alright, so today we are going to be talking about another twin flame video. We are trying to figure out what's happening, about what's the communication is about, as you can see. So we don't know what's going to happen in about all, but we are going to see and think about outside the box. Okay, we are going to figure out who's behind it and what's the problem situation here about the twin flame. We don't know who biological it will be, right? So we don't know what's going to happen. So there might be something that we don't know for sure, but there are just kind of one is feminine, one is the masculine. So we are going to figure this out, and then we're going to figure this out between the two, and we are going to start from there. So welcome to my channel, and just please watch the channel thing. So today we are going to figure out who's behind it, who's making progress, as you can see. So just give me 1 second. And then we are going to figure out this out. So without further ado, we are going to see who this is. So we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Wands, and we have the reverse card of the Ten of Wands. So Queen represents feminine. The Knight of Wands, the Star, and the Ace. So if you're the Ace of Cups, and then if you are the Queen of Cups, or the Two of Wands, this is how it's going to be, okay, for what's going to happen of these two, okay? So just have to bring it down for you. And we're going to figure out who's behind this whole entire picture, as you can see. So, in my regards, is that the Two of Wands, well, look at my thing here. The Two of Wands represents Aries. So if you're feminine, you are Aries. And the Ace of Cups is Capricorn, Scorpio, and Pisces if you are masculine. So we have Aries, who's the feminine, and we have the masculine, who's the boy, is Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, the three. Okay, there is a situation that's going on here. Okay, so biological it is. Now here's the situation here that I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, there is a way of putting this into perspective here, because if you are Aries, this is for you. Okay, you are the feminine energy. You're the woman. Okay, and when you are the woman, you want to give somebody your cup. Okay, saying here's your cup. Now, when the masculine, who's the Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, he wants to say here's my cup. So this is how it kind of is, because you see how it's going by, right? These two are both. So it's like the man who's here wants to say, hey, good looking, I want to have my cup to you. And then the woman would say, oh, really, here's my cup to you, my cup of love to you. So do you see how it is between the two cycles? Yeah, it is, right? So this is how it's kind of like very, very good communication here. Now, biological, we are going to figure this out too. So who's the masculine and who's the feminine of let's say of the woman and the man. So we are doing this in a good way. Okay, vice versa. So we have, in my defense, we have that, and we have the boy would say to here is this. Okay, and we're going, and this is how it's going to be. So we have the 9 of hearts, and we have the 8 of hearts. Okay, so now here it is about the 8 of hearts. Remember how I said about my video says about the 8 of hearts last time? That says about party. That's like an invitation, right? And about the 9 of hearts here, the 9 of hearts is saying that, let's see. So we are, just give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to find it on here. Okay, so basically the 9 of hearts, let's look it up here. The 9 of hearts is it's like a wish, determine what the querent desires. You know, that's the 9 of hearts. Okay, that's what the girl is, right? She wants to have a wish, right? A wish dream fulfilled, right? And then she has what the core desires, right? When you have the 8 of hearts of divine masculine, who's the guy, he wants to have a visit or an invitation to a party or unexpected gift, and the girl is saying to the guy, saying, I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that relationship between you, right? And when the Queen of Cups is saying, oh, this is my cup of love to you, she's indicating that she's flirting with the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is basically the Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces masculine, right? And when you look at that, it's like the Aries is saying, no. I want to have my wish fulfillment. And the guy is saying, no, I want to have an invitation for you to come to a party. And then so it's going back and forth, right? And you can see that, right? And when I look at this of the hearts, you know, we have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio at the same time, right? And it goes to show you what's happening, right, between the two, right? And there's a core response that the woman wants to say, oh, I want to do this, and then the guy says, oh, I want to do that too. But when you look at the Knight of Wands that is reversed, they're not communicating, right? There's when you have Aries is basically a fire, right? A fire sign, and so like she's the fire sign, and the water signs, they're the man, right? And he wants to invite her, and the woman is saying no, right? So it's like there's an opportunity for that as well, right? you know, when you have that to guarantee you need to figure it out, because all it is, it's like you have to find a right balance to it, right? Because if when you see these two going back and forth, you don't know what's going to happen in the middle here, right? And there's this side and there's that side, right? And when you think of the vice versa thing, it's like this is like between a twin flame video, like, you know what I said, like the man is trying to invite her and she's just saying no, right? And the two of wands is like she's like backing away, saying no, I don't want you, right? And then the guy is saying come here, right? Come here. This is for me to invite you. And the girl is saying no, right? And there and see that's a challenge, right? And this is called a challenge, because you have to solve this as a relationship, in a way where if the girl is in love with you, then the girl will be in love with you. If the guy is going with the girl, then the girl is, you know, liking his charm, right? So it's like there's something behind it, right? So let's see. What is Aries doing? What is Aries doing in this relationship? What relationship is it? So we have here, right? We have that. So this is for one, and then we have, and what is the water signs are doing? Like what's the man doing to Aries? And you have that. So this is how what the woman is doing. The Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and this is what the guy is. The Chariot, okay, the reverse Chariot. So now the woman is, the Ten of Swords is representing that she's having a ruined relationship, right? It could be that, I don't know, but I might as well look at that. Let's see. The ten, yeah, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is like end, failure, mortality, new hope, and ruin. Yeah, she's having a bad relationship right now, because she wants to leave him alone, right? And he doesn't know that she's leaving him behind, right? And he's offering the invitation to a party, and she just wants her own desires, and she just wants to say, back off, leave me alone, right? And when you look at the Chariot card that is reversed, it means for the man is connect with your inner strength and willpower to move forward. The motivation comes from within, not from an external source. You cannot control everything. Sometimes it is best to loosen your grip. So basically the guy of the reverse Chariot, he cannot control everything. Sometimes it is best to loosen your grip. So basically he's loosening his grip, saying, forget it. So, you know, it's there is a relationship between the two. Uh, the twin flames, because Aries is attracting Scorpio, and Scorpio is attracting Aries, and Aries is the fire, and she's just kind of like she's getting distracted because she's having the Ten of Swords, and she's having a bad relationship right now, and she's leaving right now, right? And when you identify that in this whole entire relationship style, it doesn't make any, well, it does make sense, but it doesn't make very much sense, if you know what I mean, because the Ace of Cups, you know, the Ace of Cups is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, and the male wants to, the guy wants to have an invitation for a party for Aries, but the Aries is saying, no, back off, leave me alone. So it's like there is a type of relationship going here, right? Because it's there is a problem, right? There's a problem down here, and there's everything, right? There's everything around here, because if I look at this again, even if it's going down, I'm not gonna say going downhill, but there's something to that, right? Like when I look at it in that briefing here, while we can see that in here, and we move the cards up a bit, we have to realize of there's something happening in this whole entire relationship status, right? Even if you understand what I'm saying, because the relationship that I'm trying to identify here is to biological theory. While I'm doing these cards now, I'm trying to identify what's happening now, right? And we could figure this out together, right? And Aries is saying back off, and the guy is saying, I want to invite you. So what's a good card that represents Aries? Okay, so this is the Aries side. Who represents the man side? So let's see how this is going so far. Okay, let's see how it is. So new beginnings. That's what she's having as new beginnings, right? So maybe she doesn't want a relationship right now. Okay, and the man wants a promise. So do you see these pictures? So you have the dawn, and you have new moon. Okay, new moon is promise. Okay, and this card here represents new beginnings. Okay, the woman wants to have a new beginning because she just lost her relationship. Okay, that's the problem I don't get. Then you have the man who is saying promise to come to my party. Okay, and she's saying, I want to have my own desires right now, right? And she's actually wanting him to say back off and leave me alone. That's what she's saying to him. So do you see how this is like reflection on this relationship? It's that. There's a back and forth situation here. let me call it like that, a back and forth relationship. Okay, because when you think about it, it's like there is something going on, right? There is something going on, right? And there is another thing that I forgot to do would be like, just give me 1 second. But I'm trying to figure this out. So we have that. And what's the card of, what is it saying in this? What's the relationship of Aries and Scorpio? What's the good word for it? Right. And it says, nothing shall be impossible until you. Matthew 17:20. See the guy and the girl having that butterfly? Yeah. So it's like there's, she wants the new beginnings here, and the guy is saying promise, and so nothing shall be impossible until you. So it means that he wants to have a promise with her, and she just tells him to back off and leave me alone. And that's actually a bad sign for this whole entire relationship. Communication. It's like miscommunication. That's what it's all called here. It's miscommunication, right? Because it's that confrontation is like there's a miscommunication, right? Is this miscommunication of Aries? And then this is another card that I'm trying to reveal this one's got a picture to yet. Whoever wants to watch the video, it says, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your mind. Mark 12:30. So if you have that, if you look at this in the whole entire situation here, this is a whole map of everything, just from biological of the cards. That's how this is, right? Because let's say, for example, Aries was the guy here holding that staff. Okay, she's probably saying to him, back off, leave me alone, right? And the girl who's over here, or the guy over here is just saying promise to me, like with that butterfly, right? And so, it's called miscommunication relationship. So if I call it like that, it would be miscommunication relationship, right? The MCP. What it stands for? Miscommunication relationship. Okay, because whenever you think about this, it's the new whole entire stigma of this whole entire relationship. So it's kind of good, right? It's kind of good, that relationship between going back and forth, because you want to have new beginnings with somebody, and then the guy is promising to her, and that's how the whole situation is, right? There is a way of putting this into perspective, but there is a time and place that we can overview this in time. Hopefully everybody understands this, because this will help. Relationships can happen, right? Even if there are good relationships or bad ones. When I say to you about look at the positive and not the negative, yeah, you know, you want to have. When I look at the new beginnings, that's what a new beginning is, like a new start of relationship. And then when you want to promise that, you want to promise, right? So it's good to figure this out. It's good to figure this out because you know this is a water and fire relationship, right? So it's good to have it, right? It's good to have it because whenever I do these kind of uh, these readings, it's like building a picture, right? It's building a picture because if you have a blank piece of paper, a blank, and then after that you have paints and you start to paint, it will reveal itself a picture, right? And if you don't, then it will become a blank. It will be becoming blank, right? And there's nothing on it. So this how is good for everybody, right? Just take it as like, I'm not gonna say a grain of salt, but there is a time where you can try to help each other out in some way, in some form, because there's nothing impossible until you realize it, right? Nothing shall be impossible until you, right? That's what it is, right? And then when you look at it in a different picture, you will see that, right? You will see that. But there is biological theory that you could do this together, right? Because the relationships can happen in different stages. That's all I can say there, right? Because when I'm kind of viewing this, it's good to having good communication. It's good. And before I let you all go, there is a time and place that we still have to believe that we can make it happen, which means that we can evaluate the validation of just stay in movement, right? Because if we have motivation and we have positivity and everything else, we can do that, right? And there's nothing impossible, but there's something impossible, and that's all I can say there, right? So just remember, relationships can be easily fixed or broken at the same time. And this whole entire reading gives you the whole entire example, right? Thank you for watching. Have a good day.